Hello everybody, welcome. This is Seated Boxing for Beginners. Now if you've never taken a boxing class before or never have had any experience with boxing, that's totally okay. All right? And if you're worried about punching things or punching anyone, we're not going to be doing any of that. We're basically going to focus on our primary movement patterns. Here we're going to use our arms, use our legs, use our core, and of course incorporate a lot of breath work. I do ask that you practice a nice closed fist while we do these exercises. For some of us, if we can't close our hands all the way, that's okay. I can ask you to close your hands as much as you can, but if having an open hand feels better for you, then go ahead and do that. All right, remember our focus is movement and following along as best as we can. I'm going to be showing you with just bare hands today so you can see where my hand position is relative to my body, to see how they turn with every punch, and I'll be going over the details as we proceed. Okay, let's begin with warming up the body. Let's start with an upper body twist. First of all, we'd like to start closer to the front edge of our chair. All right, and we're seated up nice and tall. We're going to twist to the right, keeping the posture up tall. Okay, now I do want you to look towards your right a little bit so that you can create more of a range of motion. And we are twisting the upper body a little bit just to incorporate a bit of a stretch in our core and our back muscles. It's very good. Let's go over to your left. Okay, also incorporate breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay. And now let's go right to left. Breathing in. Exhale. To the left. Breathe in. Exhale. Once again. One more time the other direction. Very good. Let's turn forward. Now I want you to alternate the arms. One goes up, one goes down, just to warm up the shoulders a little bit as we go along. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as we exchange. Breath in. Exhale. Let's do 4 more. In. In. Let's do 2 more. One more time. Very good. Okay, let's go on to press-ups. Now we're going to start with our hands here, right in front of our shoulders. We're going to press up as high as we can up towards the ceiling, and then bring the arms down, and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades back as I come down. All right, keeping the elbows close to the rib cage. Pressing up, breathing in, exhale, come down. Do that again, up and down. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. 2 more times, up and down. Remain tall in your chair. 1 more time, up and down. Very nice. Okay, hands on the lap now. We're going to do a hollow belly stretch. I'm going to ask you to pull your belly in, and that's going to hollow you out and roll forward just a little bit to stretch the back of your spine. Let's come back up to a seated tall position. Good. Hollow the belly once again, roll forward. Stretch the back of the spine, the back muscles, we're going to be using those a lot. And come right back up, and let's do that 2 more times. Here we go, nice and slow, hollow the belly, roll forward, come back up. One last time, roll forward, and come right back up. Awesome job. All right, now let's work on a open and close. So we're going to do a big hug. Let's open up the arms up as big as you can and give yourself a big hug here. Good. Open up and give yourself a big hug. Go ahead and alternate which arm goes up and which arm goes down. Let's do that 3 more times. Take a deep breath in and close. Open and close. One last time, open and close. Good. Let's open up the arms big, and we're going to do some small circles to the back. Nice and slow. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's go forward small. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring them down a little bit. We might have felt that in the shoulders. They're starting to turn on, okay? Let's do some big circles now. So with the big circles, we can bring our arms all the way out and try to make the circles as big as you can. Let's do 4. 1, 2, and we're going backwards. 3, one more time, 4. Now let's go forward. 1, 2, 3, last one, and 4. Very good. Okay, let's relax the arms a little bit and let's go down to the legs. I'd like you to do some high knee marches. So we're going to bring up that right knee up as high as we can, still maintaining the posture, and switch over to your left knee. Good. Switch that again. Up. Let's hold that for a bit. And switch up. Okay, let's do that 4 more times. Switch. Good. Switch. And one last time on the left side. Very good. Okay. Now, foot taps. I'm going to tap my foot to the outside, so let's bring the left foot just outside here, and we're just tapping the ball of the foot to the outside of your body and outside of your chair, and then bring it back to center. Let's do the same thing with the other leg. That's your right leg. Tap out to the side and back to center. And this is important. When we start throwing punches, we're going to throw these legs out as well to give you some more power. All right, move along with me here. We're going right to left. Very easy, bringing the leg out, tapping the foot, ball of the foot connects with the ground, and we bring it back to center. Let's do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. All right, now let's go with our punching tutorial. This is how we're going to do it. Both hands are going to be right in front of my chest and right underneath my chin here, okay? Because I want you to be able to see with where my face is relative to my hands. And if you notice, my elbows are in close to my rib cage, just hanging underneath the hands. They're not out here, right? Or they're not out here, but they're in close within the confines of my body, right in here. Good. Now my hands, they're going to be closed as much as you can close them. I'm gonna be in a tight fist position. But if you can't do that, that's okay. Just keep your hands slightly open. And again, if you're wearing gloves or using dumbbells or a water bottle, you can be in this position here. Okay, so here's our hand position. This is home position, right in front of the chest, underneath the chin. Okay, and we're going to start first with throwing a jab punch. Now, a jab punch is going to come from your left hand. Your left hand comes out right in front of you, and you're going to go face level. So wherever your face aligns with your hand, that's where you're going to be throwing the punch. We don't need to go too low here. We don't need to go too high. Just right in front of the face. Good. And let's bring it back in. Again with your left hand, delivering the jab. And back in. Good. Let's do that 8 times to get it recorded in our body. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bring it right back into the center, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Very good. Okay, if you notice, my other hand was always in position, the home position, right where it belongs, right here. Even though I'm throwing the jab out, this hand stays where it's supposed to be here. It doesn't drop or it doesn't rest. It's always active. Okay, now we're going to throw that right hand, which is called a cross. All right. Now this looks similar to a jab because of my body position, but this is just for the namesake of it. We're going to throw our cross with our right hand out in front and back into center. And once again, this other hand here stays active, stays in my home position. Okay? Cross and back in. Cross and back in. Let's do 8 more. 1, 2, staying tall in our chair. 3, 4, face level. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. We got the basic principles there of hand position and how far your hand should come out. Okay. Now I'm not leaning with the punches, so I'm not trying to reach out. I'm just bringing out the full length of my arm. Okay. Now a little detail in the hands. I'd like for your hands to get a little bit of a twist during the jab and during the cross. So let's try those. Let's try throwing a jab first. That's your left hand. But there's a twist there. If you notice, my thumb is kind of pointing downward. All right? So we bring it back home where the palms are faced in towards each other. Now as the hand comes out, the hand torques or spins, so the thumb points down, and we bring it back home. Let's do that again. Points down, and we bring it back home. Let's do 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more time, and 8, right? And now the thumb always stays in. I was just showing the thumb out just to show you where the thumb is relative to your hand in space, okay? But keep the thumb bent in. Let's throw our crosses now. That's your right hand. Let's throw that. Make sure the thumb is pointing down. Bring it back in. Here it is. 1, let's do 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. Let's rest a little bit. Now, why the turning of the hands? The turning of the hands allows more torque and more power, more muscles to be turned on while we do the spin of the hand versus just throwing the hand out. Okay? We do activate some muscles with the hand just coming out, but when we turn that hand, we turn on more forearm muscles, more tricep, more bicep, more shoulder muscles. We get more bang for our buck when we do the rotation. The next punch we're going to go over is called a hook. Now the hook comes out just like this. I want to show it to you first with one hand and then the other. Okay, so it's different from a jab or a cross in that I'm coming around to the outside and hooking inward. Right, again, face level. Now I want you to notice my hand position as I'm doing this. You can follow along with me. My palm is now facing towards me. If you notice, the back side of my hand is facing you. Okay, so as we alternate one hand to the other, I'd like to see that your hand or palm is facing you and your back hand is facing me. See that? A good analogy for this is if you ever think about Dracula pulling his cape over his face, that's the shape I want you to make while you're throwing this hook. All right? So let's start again. Let's start with your left hand. Let's start from the home position. Let's throw the left hook. Bring it back in. Right hook. Bring it back in. Good. Another detail on this punch. As you throw that left hook, hold it there. Your palm is facing your hand. The back hand is facing me. Your elbow is as high as your hand and your shoulder. You see this alignment here? So the elbow's not down here and the elbow's not way up here. It's aligned with everything here. Okay? Let's bring that back in and throw your right hook out. Same thing here. Notice the alignment? Okay? And once again, just like Dracula pulling his cape over his face, I can still see you. See you over my arm. Right? And that's your hook. Just like that. Good. And the last sequence of punches is going to be your uppercut. So the uppercut comes from a low position to a higher position. All right? So we're going to start from home, right here underneath the chin, by the chest. Now what I want you to do is curl down just a little bit to your left. You notice I'm going to crunch down. And this left hand is going to come up right underneath my chin or your own chin. You don't have to go up too high or come down, but right here. And notice my elbow is a little bit bent, right? We're going to come back home. We're going to crunch down just a little bit and up, back home. Let's do that again. Left side, crunch down a bit to the left and come up, back home. Crunch down to the left, up, and back home. Let's try that with the other hand. Let's try that with your right hand. Let's crunch down to the right and up under the chin and back home. Once again, down and up under the chin and back home. Very good. So we're going to do that again. Let's get some repetitions. We're going to do the left hand 4 times and then the right hand 4 times. Okay? Here we go. Crunch, uppercut, back home. 3 more times. Crunch, uppercut, back home. 2 more times. Crunch, uppercut, back home. Last one. Crunch, uppercut, and back home. Let's go over to your right hand now. Right side crunch, uppercut, and back home. Right side crunch, uppercut, back home. As you crunch, squeeze your abs together. There you go. And back home. One more time. Crunch those abs, uppercut, and back home. Very good. Let's do those again, but I want you to alternate. We're going to do 8 punches, starting with your left hand. Ready? Here we go. Crunch left, uppercut, back home. Crunch right, uppercut, back home. Good. Crunch left, uppercut, back home. Crunch right, uppercut, back home. 4 more times. Here we go. Crunch left, uppercut, back home. Crunch right, uppercut, back home. Crunch left, uppercut, back home. Crunch right, uppercut, and back home. Nice. And just to make sure that when we are crunching for that uppercut, that you're not dropping your hand. So we're not going to drop our hand. We're going to crunch, and that's what lowers my body to give me that power to come up. Yes? Same thing on the other side. I crunch from here, not dropping the hand, and I come right back up, right? So we're going to get this motion going. We go a little bit faster towards the end of class. All right, so now we're going to incorporate those punches with our lower body. So we're going to go back up to the jab and the cross first and use our legs. So here we are coming back home. We're going to throw that jab out. Remember the thumb, okay? And we're also going to throw that right leg out to, your left leg out to the side. We got the left hand on the jab and the left leg out to the side. You see that? And it's a toe tap, so it's not way out there. It doesn't have to be. It's just right there, right? And we bring them back home together. Same thing on the other side when we throw the cross. We're going to throw that right cross over. Make sure the thumb's pointed down. Good. And we have that right leg coming out to the side, just like that. And we come back home. Okay? So let's go back over here to our left side. We're going to throw 8 jabs with 8 toe taps. Here we go. We're throwing out 1, coming back home. 2, coming back home. 3, back home. 4, back home. 5, back home. 6, back home. 2 more. 7, back home. And 8, back home. Nice thumb. Here we go. Over to the other side now. Right hand cross. Throw that and back home. Cross, back home. That's 2. Cross 3, back home. Cross 4, back home. 5, home. 6, back home. 7, home. One more time. And home. Nicely done. All right, next up, we're going to do the same thing with the legs, but we're going to incorporate our hooks. All right, so here we go. Remember the hook. We're going to start with this left hand. We're going to throw that hook out. Remember the position of the hook now. It's backhand facing me and your palm facing you with the elbow aligned with the shoulder. And we're going to bring that foot out with it. Yeah, let's come back home. Here we go. Throw that hook out, bring the foot out, and back home. Once again, and back home. Let's do that 5 more times. Here we go. Here's 4, 5, 6, 7, one more time, and 8. Good. Now let's throw the hook with our right hand. Here we go. 1, we're doing 8 of them. 2, 3, you should be able to see your hand in front of you. 4, 5, keep that opposite arm active. 6, it's right there at home. 7, one more time. And 8, very good. Let's stay up here. We're gonna alternate, starting with the left hand, left leg. Let's do 8, here we go. 1, go over to your right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Excellent. Let's take a break. Bring your hands down. Roll them out a little bit. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We should start to feel our shoulders, a little bit of core. Okay? And our heart rate's coming up. All right, here we go. Let's bring the hands back home. And we're going to throw the uppercut. The uppercut's going to come up with the leg as well. Okay? So we're going to crunch down to the left. And as we throw the hand up, we bring that leg out. Come back home. Once again, crunch down to the left, throw it up, bring that left leg out. That's 2. Let's do 8. Here we go. Crunch, throw it, back home. Crunch, throw it, back home. Crunch, throw it, back home. It's a little bit more movement. Crunch, throw it, back home. 2 more. Crunch, throw it, back home. Last one. Crunch down, throw it up, back home. All right, we'll go a little bit slower. We'll do the right side now. Once again, we're gonna crunch down to the right. We throw it with the leg out and back home. Crunch, throw it, back home. Crunch, throw it, back home. Say the words with me. Crunch, throw it, back home. Crunch, throw it, back home. Let's do 3 more. Crunch, throw it, back home. Crunch, throw it, back home. One more time. We crunch, throw it, and back home. All right, so now, I'm keeping my hands up, and at any time you need to take a break, shake your shoulders out, take a deep breath, by all means go for it, okay? This is a lot of cardiovascular work, especially having the hands being active. Even though they're home, they're active here, right? We don't want to be down here, we want to be right here. Okay, our shoulders are active here. So now we're going to combine all of these, okay? We're going to throw a couple of straight punches. That means your jab and your cross, followed by hooks, followed by uppercuts. All right? So let's start first. Let's review the jab. Left hand comes out with the foot. Go right to your cross and back home. Throw me a hook here with your left hand. Come back home. Throw a hook, right hand, back home. Uppercut left. Back home. Uppercut right. And back home. Okay? So this is how we're going to do it. Now we're going to throw 2 of each and then stop and take a break. Okay? Here we go. Let's start with our jab first. Throwing that out. Come back home. Go right to the cross. Come back home. Show me a jab again. Back home. Across. Throw me a left hook. Back home. Right hook. Back home. Left hook. Back home. Right hook. Back home. Left uppercut. Crunch. Throw that. Back home. Crunch. Boom. Back home. I made a mistake there. Crunch. Boom. Back home. Crunch. Boom. And back home. Okay? Now we're just getting our movements in here. As we move faster, they'll flow a little bit easier. Okay? Let's do that sequence again. A little bit faster. Here we go. Hands back home. Let's start with the jab. Throwing that jab out with that left hand. Back home. Cross. Right hand. Back home. Jab. Back home. Cross. Now hook. Back home. Hook right. Back home. Hook left. Hook right. Uppercut. Back home. Uppercut. Back home. Uppercut. Back home. Uppercut. And back home. Take a breath. Shake the shoulders out and breathe. All right. So as you notice, we're not only just throwing the arms, we're also rotating that torso, which allows for a lot of core work to be happening here. And make sure that we're up tall in our chair. We're never slouching or never really leaning back in our chair. We need to be upright. All right, now we're going to mix it up. I'm going to leave the legs out for this next one, but we're going to throw a sequence of punches that are going to combine everything. We're going to mix it all up into one little ball, okay? So let's bring our hands right back up in front. The first combination that we're going to throw is a jab, a cross, a hook, and then an upper. We're going to be alternating the hands here. So I want you to follow along as best as you can. We're always going to start with the left hand, okay? So first we're going to throw that jab. Show me that jab with your left hand. Remember, we're up, wide face, we're turning the hand. Good. Show me the cross. The cross comes out as the other hand comes back home. Good. Now we're going to throw this hook with the left hand. See this hand come back home? Good. Now the uppercut is going to be with your right hand as the other hand comes back home. All right, let's do that again. We're going to throw a jab with the left hand, cross with the right, hook with the left again, and an uppercut with the right. Come back home. Let's do that again. Jab with the left, cross with the right, hook with the left, uppercut with the right, and come back home. One more time. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Bring it back home. Again, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Always come back home. One more time. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut, and back home. All right, now let's move a little faster. We're gonna do that 8 times. If we get lost, that's okay. Just catch me back when I say home. That's where you start again and you start over. All right, so I'm gonna go through this combination 8 times. It's going to be jab, cross, hook, upper. Ready? Here we go. Jab, cross, hook, upper. Come back home. Now that's 1. Jab, cross, hook, upper. Come back home. Jab, cross, hook, upper. Come back home. Jab, cross, hook, upper, home. Jab, cross, hook, upper, home. Jab, cross, hook, upper, home. 2 more times. Jab, cross, hook, upper, home. One last time. Jab, cross, hook, upper, home. To finish and relax. Bring the arms down, shake the shoulders out, and breathe. Very good. Now let's try all of that with the legs. All right. So if we remember, the jab, left hand, left leg. The cross, right hand, right leg. The hook, that leg comes out. The upper, that leg comes out too. All right, we'll go slow and then speed up as we go along. Here we go. Start at the home position. We'll call them out as is. Jab, cross, hook, upper. Come back up. Again, jab, cross, hook, upper. Back home. Let's do that 2 more times. Jab, cross, hook, upper. Back home. 1 more time. Jab, cross, hook, upper, and back home. Give yourself a break. Good job. Shake it out, roll your shoulders and breathe. All right. Again, do the best you can and try to follow along. Again, you don't have to use your legs, but if you are, great. If not, you might be getting a stiff back or something, go ahead and leave the legs out and just focus on the hands for now. Okay, so now we're going to mix it up a little bit more. I'm going to change the order a little. I'm going to start off with a jab cross, but now I'm going to go to jab cross upper hook. Try to follow along as best as you can. Here we go. We're going to throw the jab out first, throw the hook second, and upper with the left hand, and then a hook with the right. You see the difference there? If you don't, no worries. Follow along. Here we go. Jab, cross, upper with that left hand, and then hook with your right hand. Back home. Let's do it again. Jab, cross, upper, hook, back home. Last time. Jab, cross, upper, hook, and back home. Rest easy, shake the shoulders out and breathe. Nice. Very good. So I'm going to change it up again. Yes, boxing is a series of combinations of punches, and we always mess around with them. Do your best again to follow along. I'll still go slow, and then maybe pick it up at the end. All right, let's start at home once again. We're going to throw a jab first. So, my apologies, we're going to throw a jab with that left hand of yours, right? Make sure your left hand is out. And we're going to go right into a hook this time with the right hand. Here's the hook. Good. And then an upper. And then finish with the cross. Come back home. Let's do that again. Jab. Hook with your right. Upper with your left. And cross with your right. Back home. Once again. Jab. Hook. Upper. Crossed. Very good. Okay. Let's rest a little bit, shake it out. Again, your body's going to be recording these movements as you rest and breathe. Okay, follow along as best as you can. Here we go. We start home. We're going to throw, for the first combination, we're going to throw that jab, and then go right to a hook, and then finish with an upper, and then come back home. We're going to throw that jab again, that hook with the right, and upper with the left, and come back home. One more time. Jab, hook, upper, back home. Last time. Jab, hook, upper, and back home. Excellent. Relax a little bit. We're going to do that same combination a little bit faster. All right? We can do this. It's 3 punches coming home every single time. Here we go. Hands up. We throw the jab, hook, upper, back home. Jab, hook, upper, back home. One more time. Jab, hook, upper, back home, and that'll do it. Nice. Shake it out, breathe. Keep changing it up. The next one, we're going to throw another 3-punch combination. It's going to start with a left hook. Okay? We're going to bring the hands up. Once again, back home. We're going to throw the hook first. Good. Across with the right. The second, and then finish with an upper. And then back home. Let's do that again. Hook with your left. Cross with your right. Upper with the left, and back home. Okay, let's make that a little bit more fluid. Hook with the left, cross with the right, upper with the left, back home. A little faster. Here we go. Hook, cross, upper, back home. Again. Hook, cross, upper, back home. One more time. Hook, cross, upper, and back home. Excellent. Rest a little bit. All right. Same sequence. I'm going to go faster. okay? So it's a matter of just getting the movements in your body and then seeing, providing a little bit of test and moving you a little bit faster throughout. Here we go. Hook, cross, upper, back home. Hook, cross, upper, back home. One more time. Hook, cross, upper, back home. Rest easy. Nice. Very good, very good. And you can always go back to this video again and practice these movements. We've got one more combination. This time it's going to be a 4-punch combo. We're going to do all the punches, right? And we're going to go over it and then speed it up. Here we go. Bring the hands up, back home. We're going to throw that jab first, a cross second, and then a hook, and then an upper. Back home. Once again, jab, cross, hook, upper, back home. Let's speed it up. Jab, cross, hook, upper, back home. Jab, cross, hook, upper, back home. Let's do that again. Jab, cross, hook, upper, and back home. Good. Now let's speed this up. Here we go. Jab, cross, hook, upper, jab, cross, hook, upper. 2 more. Jab, cross, hook, upper, and relax a little bit. Okay, you notice I skipped the home part on that last one. Right? Just putting the punches together and making it fluid. I always want you to come back home, okay? So we did that as an exercise. And at the end, I kind of took that out. We're gonna do that again, a little bit faster. You're gonna flow from one punch to the other nonstop. Your hands are always gonna be from the home position, throwing out, and then coming right back. All right, let's throw that last one as a jab, cross, hook, upper. Here we go. Jab, cross, hook, upper, jab, cross, hook, upper, jab, cross, hook, upper, jab, cross, hook, upper, jab, cross, hook, upper. One last time. Jab, cross, hook, upper, and that'll do it. All right, very good, everybody. Let's go ahead and cool it down now. Let's go ahead and open up the legs here into a V and reach down for your toes. And let's pull the toes towards the nose a little bit. As you're down, reaching down, I want you to breathe in through the nose and exhale. Let it go. Good. Let's do that for 2 more breaths. Let go. Last one. Very good. Let's come right back up. Bring the feet underneath us. And let's rotate once again to your right. Hold it here for 2 deep breaths. One last time. Let's unlock. Rotate over to the other side. Give me 2 deep breaths as you sit up nice and tall. One last time. Very good. And let's bring the hands together. All right, roll up the palms, and let's press the palms together to create some tightness here. I want you to turn on those muscles. We're going to breathe in as we come up. Exhale as we come down. Keep pressing your hands together throughout. Come up again. Back down. Now 3 a little bit faster. Here we go. Up. Down. Up. Down. Last one. Nicely done. Give yourself some love. Thank you again, once again, for joining us here. This is our seated boxing for beginners. And if you need to go back and review this video again, please go ahead and do it. whenever you'd like. Of course, this video is always accessible to you. If you have any questions, please feel free to stop by my office or come on down to take a class with us. And I'll see you in the next video.